But before we get to all that, yes, that's right, it is a 4th of July weekend Donald Trump will never forget with the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. Here's the moment it came out of the House to be sent to the president's desk.
On this vote, the yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
This is, to be sure, a major victory for Donald Trump, who has spent the last 6 months governing, which is a lot harder than campaigning, because at least when you're on the campaign trail, there's not some little district court judge somewhere ordering you to stop doing the YMCA dance every 5 minutes. And don't forget, Democrats and the sort of libertarian wing of the Republican Party threw absolutely everything they had at stopping this piece of legislation, which Trump claims will reinvigorate the economy and which the left worries will destroy America as we know it. And yes, I know what you're saying. They think that if they're going to destroy America, it has to be on their terms. Here's Speaker of the House Mike Johnson suggesting the bill is a victory, actually, though, for real democracy, because the American people rejected the Democrats' far-left agenda.
They went so far, full speed, to the far left. And their radical, woke, progressive agenda, that nonsense that they tried to push on the people, was rejected by the people.
And the people are getting what they voted for. And Johnson was right. Far left it is. And we have spoken every week here about just how far off the rails the Democrats and everyone on the progressive left in America have gone. I mean, think about this. It was within living memory that Democrat Barack Obama was known as the deporter-in-chief. He kicked 5.4 million people out of the country, and only on the fringes did anyone complain back then. Yet now, with the big, beautiful bill and its immigration enforcement provisions, Democrats are losing their minds about deportations, well, because Trump. Here's House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who instantly gave the longest floor speech in history to try to thwart the bill.
By the deportation machine, a deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Well, again, don't threaten us with a good time, mate. Meanwhile, I suppose deficit hawk Elon Musk better start getting busy with his new America Party to take out Republicans who voted for the bill. All but 2 Republicans voted for it. Now, again, the bill isn't perfect, but as they say, politics is the art of the possible. Personally, I hate the trillions of dollars that will be added to the deficit, but the fact is that in Australia, as in America, there are just too many constituencies for entitlements to make, at this point, big dents in spending. Which is why the Trump plan, like it or loathe it, is to both grow the economy out of debt, but also pay that debt off with tariff revenues rather than taxes. Will it work? We'll see. We'll talk more about the bill in a moment, but here's my take. There are some massive wins in this thing. On the plus side, huge tax breaks. The bill locks in the 2017 tax cuts, and if it hadn't passed, there would have been a 22% tax hike on working Americans. That would be unacceptable, and it is so good that these tax cuts are locked in. Business taxes, too. Massive streamlining, particularly around provisions around deductibility, depreciation, and R&D credits that are huge, and, according to some estimates, could add as much as a full point to the GDP. And the big one, border enforcement. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you do not have a border, you do not have a country. And this kickstarts enforcement with a $100 billion shot in the arm. I say good, and hopefully this puts an end to the Biden-era plan of importing vast numbers of migrants, using them to redistrict congressional districts more to the Democrats, and then granting those same migrants amnesty in the hopes that they again vote them into power permanently. There's also an end to clean energy subsidies, Doesn't happen all at once, but all the green nonsense that the Biden administration tried to lock in is going out the window. And I say, take note, Australia, the world is changing. But on the negative side, well, there's only one big negative, and it cannot be avoided. Debt and deficits. And there's been a lot of argy-bargy about who's using what accounting tricks, but the Office of Management and Budget has said there will be a $3.4 trillion increase in the debt as a result of this. The fact is, though, America has had to raise debt ceilings forever. It's not pretty. Some of those who are trying to be purists on the issue have not been themselves in the past, and it is where we are. So, as to the legislation, is it big? Yes. Beautiful? In a lot of parts, absolutely. Is it a bill? Well, not any longer, because very soon it will be the law of the land. And let me say this 4th of July, what a land it is. Now, I don't want to go on about it, but it is, again, the 4th of July weekend, and I can't let this go without talking about it. There's a reason why we do this show every week, and it is because America is so big, so intellectually and culturally and militarily and athletically and economically important in every field of human endeavor that it cannot be ignored. America is a country built out of ideas, not just of liberty and freedom, but liberties and freedoms deeply grounded in ancient traditions. There's a reason why Washington's great buildings are built as if they were Greco-Roman temples of democracy. Unlike other countries built out of the ether on the sands of tribal loyalty, America is about an idea, an ideal, deeply rooted and connected to Western traditions. And now, as it approaches its 250th birthday, and there are some who say it is impossible for a republic to last more than about 250 years, well, we can see why it has lasted and why it will prove its critics wrong. So with that, let me just say, happy birthday, America.